Retaining key team members. That, my friends, is what we're going to be going through in today's video. Now, what is a key team member, you may be asking? That is anyone in your team who you want to stay in your team long term. And hopefully, that is everyone. Now, before we get stuck into it, please, as always, like and subscribe. It helps us to reach more people to make a greater impact. All right, thank you for doing that. Let's dive into it. Now, before I share screen and show you what I'm going to talk through today, just a little bit of context here. I think sometimes as healthcare business owners and healthcare clinic owners, we can lose sight of the fact of the little things. And it's the little things that tend to matter the most to people. And how can we actually make sure that when our team is doing great work, that we can recognize them, and we can recognize them in an appropriate way that's meaningful to them? Now, I don't know if you remember, a little while ago, I talked about the handwritten note. And it was the simple fact of I took a flight, and on that flight, got a handwritten note from the pilot to welcome me to the service. Now, it's something very small. It's not something that cost them a lot of money. It wasn't some grand gesture. It was a small handwritten note. But that small handwritten note, it's something that just stuck in my mind because it was small and it was meaningful. Okay, and so that's what we want to look at, is how can we have a meaningful impact on the people who work with us? And it doesn't have to be a grand gesture. It doesn't have to cost us a lot of money. And how can we systemize that? Because as our team grows and we've got more things that we need to be doing, we can't just do it by ear and just hope that everyone feels appreciated. So that is what this is for. So let me share screen and show you what I mean. So this is what I use with clinics. Now, what this is I call this our Team Member Insights and Connection Hub. And I'll run through and help you to understand this one. You can make your own version of this, take this, make it better. I'm sure there's plenty of things on here that I haven't thought of that you could add on and really take it to that next level. But this is a base to work from and to think about. How can you really surprise, delight, and appreciate your team? Okay, so how we would do this is I go, all right, first, and obviously, who is the team member? Then, next one, what's their birthday? Okay, if we want to be able to give them something on their birthday and celebrate their birthday, how can we know ahead of time? And a little hack here, because often I would get people's birthdays and then it'd pop up and like, oh shit, it's their birthday today. So what we would do is we would put in Google Calendar a 7-day reminder so that ahead of time we knew and we could actually do something for that person. Next up, we have their start date. So we wanted to be able to celebrate a year anniversary, 2 years, 3 years. And in order to do that effectively, again, we need those dates and we need them systemized in a way where we're not finding out on the day. So again, little pro tip there, we would put it in Google Calendar and we'll get a notification 7 days prior. And then this would give us our length of tenure with us, or how long they've been with us, company. We'd also put down their address if we were going to send them anything. We had a hyperlink to their desire statement. And when I say desire statement, it's basically the things that they would like to achieve in 3, 4, 5 years' time in different areas of their life. So they may have a health and fitness goal. They may have a financial goal. They may have a career goal. They might have a family goal. But it allows us to better understand who is this human that's working with us and how can we support them to achieve their goals. Have their DISC profile. We also then would go a little bit further and go, all right, who is their partner? And when's their partner's birthday? So is there an opportunity for us to give them a small gift on their partner's birthday? And when I say gift, it might be an experience. It might be, it's your partner Sam's birthday, and we got you a voucher for a local restaurant that we know you like, because we might have it on this sheet here. Okay, so it gives you these opportunities. Now, it doesn't mean you always have to do it, but it gives you the opportunity to be able to celebrate these things. And again, noticing and appreciating the little things. You can have insights about their partner, maybe what they like. Up here, you can see, what do they do for work? What are their hobbies and interests? They can also be speaking points, things when you see them at Christmas parties or work events too. Who are their kids? They have kids. What's their favorite drink? So let's say They love an espresso martini. So when we go out for a team event or something like that, we can order a round of drinks for everyone without having to ask, and everyone can have their favorite drink. It's something that, again, it's a little thing, but when it comes out, people go, wow, like that's amazing. Thank you. It's the little things that can make the big differences in appreciation. A big one for us, we love our coffee. So getting the coffee order. So when we're getting coffee for our team, whether we're having a little morning tea or whatever it may be, catching up before work, we already know what their coffee order is and we can order it ahead of time for them. And again, it's just those little things, but I believe these things make a difference. Favorite food? Let's say we're heading out and you've got favorite food and favorite restaurant. When we did our 6-month reviews, we would always look to, well, what's a restaurant or a food that this person likes? And let's try and make sure that we go there. So it's not just a nice outing, but it's a nice outing that's thoughtful towards them. You can look at their favorite chocolate, if we're getting chocolates for them. And again, you can edit these, you can add whatever you like, but these are the little things that we thought were meaningful to us at our clinic with our team. What's their favorite sport? What's their favorite footy team? And this was great for banter, as well as, hey, there's an opportunity here if they've got a home game for their team, and we might be able to grab them some tickets to reward them for something that they've done really well. Okay. Any other special interests that they might have? Any hobbies, music? What's their love language if you've done love languages before? And any specific gift ideas that you think could be really meaningful to this person. And then another thing that we would do is we would try and tick off how often are we rewarding someone? Okay, so making sure that we are consistently appreciating the whole team. And by actually taking note of this and keeping it down here, what you'll see is that some people will have more, look kind of like this, and then might have a few here and one here, and that looks kind of like that. But then this person here hasn't had anything, because it's going to help you to see the opportunities that you're missing. And I guarantee you there will be opportunities that you miss. The other thing, which isn't on this sheet, which I've seen people do, which I do kind of like as well, is that they would have a budget. And the budget, and they called it their team appreciation and retention budget. And what that would look like is it'd be an extra column here. And let's say they attributed $500 to each team member, full-time equivalent for the year. And so they had to spend that $500 on these things up here at the top to show their appreciation to that team member throughout the year. They actually had to actively look for those opportunities. And I really like that. And they had a team of about 20. So $500 times, call it 20 full-time equivalent, that's 10 grand for the year. Now, $10,000 might sound like a lot of money. You might be thinking that. But think of it this way, what does it cost to lose a team member? Now, it's not long ago that I sent out the calculator for how much does it cost to lose a therapist. And on average, when people got back to me and told me what it would cost them in not being able to replace that person for a period of time, lost revenue, having to train the new person, all of that. And I can send it to you if you like as well. Just email me, peter@clinicmastery.com. I'll flick it through to you. You can download it. What most people found is it was between $92,000 and $130,000 to replace a therapist. And so if we look at a budget of $500 per year per person to show them your appreciation, and we look at the cost to lose a team member, I think it's a no-brainer. Honestly, to me, it's an absolute no-brainer that we invest in our team. We invest in their happiness. We invest in showing them that we appreciate them. Because often it's not until it's too late. It's not until someone is saying that they're going to leave that we start to try and show our appreciation. We start to try and keep them around. But let's flip that if we can. How can we actively be spending time, effort, resources now, essentially, to be making our team feel appreciated, love coming to work, and love working with us? So that is my challenge to you today, is how can you take a model like this and apply it to your team so that they don't want to leave, so that they feel so appreciated, that they love coming to work, they love working with you, and they want to stay there for the long term because they know they're not going to get it better anywhere else. at the moment in healthcare, hiring is challenging. And if we look 3 years into the future, I think the clinics that survive, but not just survive, they thrive and they accelerate and they do really well. They're going to be the clinics that A, that can recruit, and B, that don't lose team members. If you have 10 therapists right now, and at the end of the year, you want 12. If you don't lose any team members, you only need to hire 2. If you lose 2 team members, you need to hire 4. And I think sometimes we forget that fact and we're so focused on adding that we forget this team here that we already have. And I would rather, if we're going to get to the end of the year with net 0, I would rather not hire and keep the current team than add 2 and lose 2. Adding 2, it's a lot of effort when someone comes on, training, induction, getting them up to speed, especially if they're a bit younger. It might take 12, 18 months to really get them where you want them to be. So make sure that we are focused on our team and focused that they're having an amazing time working with us. We're appreciating them and we're supporting them to achieve their goals. I can't guarantee that they're going to stay forever, but I can guarantee that if you focus on this, you're going to increase the tenure, the amount of time that people spend working with you. And the longer that people work with you and the more they enjoy working with you, the more people outside of your company are going to look in and go, damn, that looks amazing. The more they're going to tell their friends. If you're an OT company or a speechy company, guess what? OTs are friends with OTs. Speechies are friends with speechies. If you surprise, delight, appreciate, and support your team, I have no doubt that in 12, 18 months, you'll build a brand within that community as an amazing place to work. And that, my friends, is much better than any CCAD. All right, that is it for today. Thank you for listening to me ramble on a little bit there about team retention. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe. We release one of these every single week. And if you do have any ideas at all, things you'd like us to talk about on these videos, things that are non-clinical, these aren't going to be really clinical videos. We will leave that to the experts in research for that one. Anything else at all, clinic-wise, business-wise, team-wise, let us know, and we'll look at putting that into the production line. All right, have a fantastic day, my friends, and we will see you in the next video.